Okay, I think it's fair to say we've all been feeling extra appreciative of our first responders in 2020. And this next story is a heartfelt reminder of why they deserve all of that appreciation and more. It's the story of Clarice Shen, a first responder who was on shift when the first COVID patient in Canada was brought to Sunnybrook Hospital. This was back in January, before COVID-19 was a household term. Clarice shared with us what it's been like for her to work in the COVID wing and why she considers herself lucky to be able to look after these patients.
When the SARS pandemic was hitting, I remember living through that. I didn't know anybody that had SARS, but I lived through the stigma. And I remember being in elementary school, going with my mom to the playground. I'd run up the slide and all these other kids are here. And I got to the top of the slide and I looked around and all these kids are being dragged away by their parents. And I go down the slide and I went to my mom and I said, what's going on? Where did all the kids go? And my mom, bless her heart, she didn't want to tell me the truth. So she said, oh, honey, the playground's closing. But I knew that it was something else. I knew that there was some other reason why all these kids, their parents either didn't want them to be near me or they didn't want to be near me. So, when COVID was happening and I got my first patient that tested positive, I couldn't believe it. I thought, this is why I'm here. Circumstances have put me in this position to be able to care for this patient, being able to speak the language, being able to reassure him and tell him everything is going to be okay. I remember one of my patients in the ICU that I was helping to care for with an ICU nurse. She was imminently going to pass away, and the doctor had a conversation with the family. The family had a conversation with me, and they told me that the only thing they wanted for their mother is to not have her pass away alone. She wanted someone to be in the room with her and to hold her hand. And I said, I will do that. I will do that, don't worry. And that was actually my first experience with a patient of mine that was passing away. I brushed her hair and I told her that she had lovely nails. I told her that she had lovely nails and that her daughters love her very much and that she wishes she could be here, but she can't. And then she passed away. And after she passed, the doctors called the family back right away to let them know that she had passed away and that she was comfortable and that she didn't pass alone, and that not one but two nurses stayed with her, holding her hands and talking to her. And the family, I heard them crying on the phone, but I knew that they appreciated so much that their mother didn't die alone and how much they would have wanted to be there. And I told the daughter that as her mother was passing, I told her repeatedly that how much she loves you, that how much your daughters love you. And she passed away hearing that. And that moment really stays with me, because when that happened, I thought about what would it be like if my parents were in that situation. They're getting older in age. And if they got sick, they were in the hospital and I wasn't able to be there with them. It really hurt me. It really made me think that this is no joke. This is serious, and people need to start taking the coronavirus seriously.
What our first responders are going through right now is just incredible. It's unbelievable. And Clarice is actually joining us this morning. Clarice, thank you. Thank you for everything you have done. What an emotional journey, especially for someone who is just newly a nurse. How long have you been in nursing for?
Hi, Tracy. Thank you so much for having me. So coming to October, I think I'll be coming up on my 1-year milestone. So that means that as of now, I've been nursing for a little less than 1 year, and it's been a heck of a year, Tracy. I got to tell you that.
This is one you will absolutely never forget. And of course, nursing very close to your heart. You were actually engaged to be married to a nurse. Tell me a little bit about your fiance and what your plans are.
So my fiance is also a nurse, and we were thinking about getting married even before COVID, but when COVID hit, there's so many things that had to change, and we thought about it, and we thought, you know what, the time is right. How can we work with the restrictions that we have now to have a wedding that works for both of us and works for our families? So it's been a challenge, but we're getting through it, and we think that in many ways we can look at the restrictions as a little bit of a blessing, because now there's a little less to be planned, because since there's less people that we can invite to the wedding. So those are things that we're continually working out.
You have such a big heart. I was not as young as you during SARS, but I remember the racism. It was everywhere, and the fact that you had to go through that as a little girl is just, it's traumatizing. We think it's time that we took care of you. So we have a surprise for you, Clarice. Look at that. One huge ticket for you and your fiance. How are you feeling, Clarice?
I don't know what to say, Tracy. I really thank you so much. I don't know if I deserve this. I feel like I was just doing my job, and this is so amazing. I don't even have the words right now. Thank you so much.
You do deserve this, and your fiance deserves this for all the work that you've been putting in and for your big heart. If I knew that one of my parents was in hospital about to die, and someone said they will stand there and hold their hand, and we think it's time that we took care of you. We've teamed up with the Tourism Authority of Thailand to send you on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to amazing Thailand. When you are ready to travel, whenever that is, you will arrive in the vibrant city of Bangkok, where you will stay at the ultra-luxe 137 Pillar Suites and Residences Bangkok, where you will enjoy a stay in the Ayutthaya Suite with private butler service, afternoon tea, cocktails, and even sleep therapy the night of your arrival at their Nitra Spa and Wellness. Then you will head to the northern region to 137 Pillars breathtaking retreat in Chiang Mai, where you will stay in the Raja Brook Suite, enjoy a Thai cooking class, and a Michelin plate dinner at the Palette. And after you're done exploring the temples, natural wonders, and history of historic Chiang Mai, you'll head south to Phuket, where the most perfect beaches, iconic limestone karst formations, marine adventures, and spectacular national parks await. And of course, more delicious Thai food. Thank you to Deputy Director of the Tourism Authority of Thailand, Kun Dao, for assisting us with this amazing giveaway.
I'm sure that my fiance will be over the moon, because we've always wanted to go to Thailand. So this is just amazing. Thank you so much.
So Clarice, Cityline and Amazing Thailand want to thank you for everything you've done. We cannot wait to hear all about your adventures in magical Thailand, and we want to hear it all. Send us all the pictures and all the details when you've got them. You definitely deserve this.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you.